Hi everyone, my name is Lisa and I am from the 2 Acre Homestead. Today I wanted to take you with me on a tour of our pantry. Please keep in mind this is a working pantry. We cook out of this pantry all the time. We are a family of 6. There's 6 individuals here on our homestead, and we are constantly using food all the time. So you're going to see a mixture of both home canned foods and a mixture of store-bought canned foods as well. And I'll be talking to you about that in the tour. But I hope that this gives you some inspiration, some ideas, some thoughts of things to do. Especially in the times that we're living in right now, it's good to have just a little bit stored up in your pantry. Enjoy. So I wanted to take you guys on this tour of my pantry. Now this is a working pantry. We cook and use everything in this pantry all the time. This is not our pantry for long-term food storage. Just want to make that perfectly clear. You're going to find that I have a mixture of home canned foods and canned foods that you get from the store. But first, let's start with the top shelf. I'm going to go all the way up here to the very top. And what's up here is some dehydrated refried beans, some rice packages. Over here, these are a bunch of beans that I need to can and put up in the pantry. So I believe the red ones here are kidney beans. These are chickpeas. I even might run an experiment next year. These kidney beans are organic kidney beans, and I might try to grow them next year as well. I'm not sure, but it's something I'm thinking about there. And that is actually in the wrong place, but that's okay. That jar right there is garbanzo beans that I grew last year or the year before. I can't remember. But those are for seeds. That being said, regarding seeds, I have my packages of seeds here. These are all my containers. Sorry about that. Bad camera work there. But yeah, I have all different types of seeds stored. And I have to say, if you guys grow your food, which after looking at this channel and other channels, I really hope that you do get into growing your own food. Try to have enough seeds for the year. Bare minimum for the year. I even have this. I don't need it, but I have it. Heirloom 55. And as you can see here, the camera will... Yeah, there's all different types of seeds. There's 55 packets of seeds. And these are for like emergency. But if I were you, if you grow your own food, even at the bare minimum, get something like this, have it as a backup. It doesn't hurt to have anything like this for a backup. And I actually use that. I have that for friends that are interested in growing food. These are people that I would know personally, friends, family, who are looking for seeds. I've got a backup. Noodle maker, additional soap. If you just saw my Costco haul, this is the soap that I got from Costco. And again, this is a backup. I already have plenty of soap that's underneath my kitchen sink, but this is just to stock up on more. This box is not what it says. It's actually, we just moved here about 2 months ago, and so glass candles. Candles and candle holders. This is empty. This gray storage. This goes with our food saver. This is self-explanatory. Back here, coming back behind our door, we have napkins. We're trying to get out of using paper napkins. That is something that I am trying to move my household from, is paper supplies. Instead of using paper napkins and paper towels, this is the last bit of my paper towels, I am moving to something a little bit more sustainable, which is cloth napkins. And I use a lot of towels. I have tons of towels in my kitchen, so I really don't have a need for paper towels. And then over here, we've got Ziploc bags and aluminum foil. This row here starts our, what we call the snack aisle. And first off, you're going to see this particular box. We do not drink soda in our house at all. This box was opened because, or we have this box because we have a family member that loves to come and visit. And when that family member comes and visits, they always drink like a Coke or anyway, they like to drink this. Yeah, so we have a mixture of snacks here. We've got what are these called? Ruffles? I don't know, Ruffles something. Then we've got dehydrated, kids love this, the dehydrated watermelon, pretzels, cranberries, peaches, or no, not peaches, mangoes, dehydrated mangoes, cheese snack, just all different types of things. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if your kids are Jell-O people, but I have found that my kids do not like Jell-O. They're not impressed with it at all, not even the littles. So I don't even know if this is expired, actually. Does it expire? I don't even know if it expires. I've had it, it feels like forever. Oh, February 2022. So, yeah. Yeah, we're not Jell-O people. But we are popcorn people. Tons of popcorn. Ritz crackers. Our littles love Ritz. Then over here, I had a situation this year. For whatever reason, I could not get the oats, or it's not that I shouldn't say I couldn't. I ran out of time between moving house and everything, and I just didn't get a chance to place an Azure standard order for my oats. So I had to break down and buy Quaker Oats. So it is what it is, folks. Over here we have Cheerios because kids, and I love Cheerios too. I like this box of Idaho Spuds. I have 2 of them back there. They are good for a pinch, and they last a long time, shelf stable. These are the very end of my Kamut. Got these from nuts.com. And this is Kamut. Kamut is a type of grain. It's an ancient grain. And yes, I do grind up my own grains when I make bread. That right here is my last bit of einkorn berries, wheat berries. So, I've really been behind the 8 ball on this, but I've got to get back into ordering my wheat berries. In our previous house, I had 3 different tiny, tiny, tiny pantries. And this was the best way for me to store rice. So we are working on a remedy for that, and I'll show you that in a minute. I also have instant rice. Now, a funny thing is, when it comes to brown rice, I love brown rice in the minute, in the more of an instant rice. Brown rice takes forever to cook, and I prefer it this way. But I like the instant rice just for those nights that you need something instant. And then from here on starts pasta. So as you can see, I've got a ton of thin spaghetti, regular spaghetti. We are fans of thin spaghetti in this house. So I've also got Asian rice noodles. I need to stock back up on that. Spring roll wrappers. All kinds of pasta. And the pasta goes several boxes deep. My one lonely thing of ghee. I freeze my butter. I use raw butter, raw milk butter. So I don't use this ghee. This is more of it's just sitting on the shelf at this point. Then over here I have all of my oils. Oil is something I feel people do not stock up on enough. Especially this kind of oil, it should stay, well, in a cool, dry place. And this is definitely a cool room. Not cold, but it's cool. And it's definitely dry. Down here is starting with my canned goods. So I've been canning since 2014. You will find that I am not an ingredient canner. I know I don't talk about it a whole lot because I know there's a lot of people online that are ingredient canners. Ingredient canning is fine. I do have a few things that are ingredient canning. But for the most half, I prefer to can meals and not ingredients. And my reasoning behind that is the reason I think about it from the perspective of why do I can? Well, to preserve my food, but also for convenience. Life is busy, especially when you have littles and everybody's going everywhere and every which way. And sometimes it is nice to just pop open a can. For example, I have a can of, this is a full can of spaghetti meat sauce right here. Well, I guess you can't read it. Spaghetti meat sauce. All you have to do, open this bad boy up, heat up your noodles, which is up here, and everything's done, meat and all. Same thing over here. I have, these are vegetables. Basically, There are some nights that we have what we call vegetarian nights or meatless nights. This is a full meal right here. All you have to do is pop it open, heat it up. You've got your potato, carrot, peppers, onion, everything is in here. And you can pour that over some rice and you've got a meal. That's how I prefer to can. Like I said before, I do can with ingredients. Back in the year 2020, I grew a lot of cucumbers and canned and made my own pickles. Same thing over here. I do have some cans of these are just plain beans. And these are just potatoes. And just mushrooms. This is chicken soup. Has all of the ingredients for chicken soup, including the chicken. The chicken is on the bottom. That's the way I packed it in these jars. And in case you're wondering why it looks kind of weird at the bottom, when you can meat, it always is going to look strange like that, but it's completely edible. That's why, just a side note, when you have canned chicken like this, or tuna, or canned chicken, let me see here, they usually sell them when they do it in tin cans. They do it like this because they don't want you to see how ugly it is. So it can be really, ugh. But the way it looks, but the way it tastes is delectable. I'm starting to can, like I said, I'm starting to can again. So you're going to see more videos where I'm going to have a lot of these shelves are going to be stuffed with canned foods. Let's see. Chamomile. I love my own teas. I love making my own teas. This is elderberry. This is elderberry. And I make my own elderberry syrup. Actually, I'm getting ready to do that pretty soon. It's very simple. These are all of our condiments. As you can see, we are mustard and ketchup people. We do like our mayonnaise, but we've kind of been not using this mayonnaise a whole lot because I've been making my own mayonnaise. It's super easy to do. It's not hard at all. Then switching over here, we've got applesauce. And that goes all the way back. Honey, maple syrup. These are panko breadcrumbs. I could make my own breadcrumbs because I make a lot of my own bread products, but these are just so good. Anyway, onion soup mix. Onions for green bean casserole. Stuffing. This is lemongrass. I dehydrated this from our old property. Same thing with this too. These are like a vegetable mushroom mix that I did last year. Celery that I dehydrated. Back there, some dehydrated ginger and cayenne peppers are right there. I am sprouting some of my potatoes, getting ready for that. That goes in December. And then over here starts my seasonings. So I've got salt. It's a big jar of salt, and I actually need to fill it up again. These mung sprouts and all of this is for sprouting. But again, here's the seasonings. And these are extra seasonings, backup seasonings. If you ever have heard of, or if you have this store, whoopsie, by you, it's called Natural Grocers. They sell all organic produce. Everything in the store is organic. They sell, I just love how they sell their organic seasonings. I mean, this is a lot. This is 16 ounces of chili pepper, organic. Yeah, you can't beat that with a stick. Look at this coriander seed, which is cilantro. I mean, you could take that and it's organic. You could probably take that and grow that yourself. But, I mean, just fantastic. Then over here is my canning, some of my canning supplies that you just heard drop to the floor. Then coming one aisle down, I've got a ton of tomato products. Next year, I'm going to be growing a ton of my own tomatoes. We are now in a better climate for growing tomatoes, so I'm going to start growing them myself. We don't have a lot of spinach, and that's because some of us in the family have a spinach allergy. Believe it or not, it is a thing. And with some things being just, especially in our little area, there seems to be a lot of shortage of certain things. It's hard finding organic. I prefer to find organic or something like this, where it's a sliced potato, but it's kosher. There it is. Vegan kosher. And man, these potatoes are just Geffen. They are just out of this world. This 3-stack high thing of mushrooms. It's a very long story, but I just happened to get those at such a discounted price. I think it was something like 25 cents per jar or something like that. And I scooped up a whole bunch of them. And, yeah, I'm likely never to see that again. I think the guy marked it down wrong, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, Rotel, Las Palmas. And then we've got we have some salad dressings back there. These are mainly for my husband, but he likes those particular ones. I do make a lot of my own salad dressings myself. Salad dressing, y'all, is so easy to make. It's a shame. You can make it yourself. It's not hard. Let me know in the comments below if you want to learn how to make your own salad dressings. But I do have these as a backup. We love our Thai food and Indian food, so you'll see a lot of this. That's what a lot of this is. And then, of course, marinara, nutritional yeast, Thai coconut milk. And then we come to this section. This is my canned meat section. Now, as I said before, I do a lot of my own canning. But as you can see, I've not had a chance to do a whole lot of it. So, and that's just because we've been so busy trying to find this property. So I've invested a lot of time and energy and effort into having the canned meat like this. Now let me explain something just so that you guys have a perspective. I believe that it's important to have two different types of backups. The first I think it's best to can your own. If you can, and if you're interested in learning how to can your own food. It's the best thing that you can do for your family because you know exactly what's in here. I know exactly what's in this, from the chicken to everything. I know what's in these jars. I don't know everything that's in these jars. I didn't raise these chickens. I didn't raise the tuna. I didn't raise this roast beef. There could be something in there that's not good for you. I'm sure there probably is. But in the case of an emergency, let's say something happened in, like, for example, because this has happened to us before in the past, when I first started learning how to can, my husband and I lived downtown Phoenix, Arizona, and it gets up to 117, 120 degrees. We were both not at home at the time when it happened, when we lost power and it was 120 degrees. We came home to the lids being compromised on our food. These cans are not designed for extreme temperatures, home canned foods. But these cans can take it. They can handle extreme cold or extreme heat. I'm more worried about the extreme heat because I still live in Arizona, in southern Arizona, and it does get to be, well, where we are now, I think we don't get higher than 105. But, it can still get pretty warm. So I choose to keep all of this as a backup. So, yes, you will see things like canned beans, canned pinto beans, refried beans, chicken broth, things like that. I do store them for that reason, because it just doesn't hurt to have a backup. Always have a backup to your backup. And then down here is some excess of snacks. 8 things of coffee. We try to buy enough coffee for the year. These are all the juices that I bought. If you saw my Costco haul, these will last forever. They won't go. They will last such a long time. Because our kids mainly drink milk, but juice is kind of like a treat. And when we do feed them juice, we dilute it so much with water. So, yeah. And never forget about your kids. Stock up for things like this. I have Pedialyte down here. Make sure you have stuff like that for them when they get sick. This is from our old house. We had a terrible, terrible sweet potato year. That's what we got. It was terrible. These are various squashes. Basically, it's spaghetti and butternut squash. These are some potatoes that we bought from the store. They look hideous. They're green. I don't understand why they're green. I don't understand why potatoes are coming out green, but they are. Here's another thing of potatoes. These are red and russet potatoes. Store-bought onions and garlic. And I did break down and buy some zucchini bread and banana bread because I'm tired of baking. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired of baking right now. And, it's a choice. We also store water. That is something that I know we shouldn't keep it on the floor, but it's on the floor. And then back here, okay, I don't know why this is here, but back here we have these buckets of like flour and this is rice. I thought it was going to be einkorn, but it turns out I did rice. So, and these are go bags in case something were to ever happen and we had to pick up and leave. We've got our go bags. So that's it for this. Let me take you over to, I have a very, very small little pantry for baking, and that will be the end of the tour. So in this particular cabinet, this room actually is right off of my kitchen, and it's a nice area for me to store my baking supplies, as you see there, my bowls and various sugars. And then in this cabinet, I have various things, as you can see here. This is where I keep some of my extra flour, King Arthur. I've got my einkorn flour that I'm keeping. And then up on the top, I've got like various spices for baking, icing for cakes and various cake mixes, cornbread, salt, more sugar is back there. There's brown sugar in the other cabinet, and my stand mixer attachments. So I just have various things set up for this room so that I can bake peacefully in my house. So I hope that this video gives you guys some ideas and maybe some inspiration on keeping up with your pantry. Until next time, thanks so much for stopping by our homestead.